Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss, and man, let's do this. Let's get going. How you doing, my friend Alex?
I'm tired, man.
Yeah, me too, buddy.
My life is tired. I think I've been tired for the last 5 years. Like, I haven't used an alarm clock in over 4 years.
Well, there you go.
That's for
Yeah,
sure.
you don't need to, right?
No, my alarm clock's name is Louisa. This is my daughter's name. It's not an exaggeration, dude. I promise you. There's no way. It's 5 a.m. That's the latest. It's
Yeah.
up.
Oh,
But
man. Guys,
no,
make sure welcome everyone who's watching us. We got a bunch of people watching right now, and comment, put your name in on who's watching, and let us know how your week was, what you do this week. But go ahead, Alex.
Well, no, I was gonna say, dude, I probably spent seven and a half hours in the car just driving all day today.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday, so it's not like it was a weekend. You spend some time, you come back. No. It was there. It was back. So I had to go out to Amish country to go see my Amish cabinetry maker. Which I'll tell you this: if you ever get any furniture and it's Amish made, just bomb.com.
Yep.
So this guy, his name is Danny. Might as well be Ezekiel or Jedediah. I'm telling you, this guy is with it, and it's fascinating to me, like the structure of the facial hair.
Oh,
because
yeah,
it is like do you ever use like a razor to my face anymore? Like I'm kind of, for the most part, I don't really want to, so I just don't. I don't do anything I don't want to do like anymore in life. Like that's one of the things like it's like one of my unspoken or unwritten philosophies. Like if I don't want to do it, I just don't do it. So this dude, I'm telling you, it's like we got like some length, some thickness to it, but only the chin.
Yeah, only there.
And I'm like,
yeah.
But this is like, smooth as a baby's butt up top, and I'm just staring at it. Like seriously, like it's got to be uncomfortable because I can't hide anything. But
oh man,
yeah. So we go out there, and he's making some. This guy it's fantastic. The stuff this guy can do. Here's the funny part. So I'm out there, and I won't even attempt the accent. I can't do it because I can't do good accents because I have a funny voice to begin with. So, kid you not, here's what he said. He goes, now, mind you, he's got all sorts of livestock and animals just around, right? He's just got this big property, right? It's in the middle of nowhere, right? Most GPSs can't even get you there. It's like that. So he goes, you guys want any chickens? I was like, no, I'm good. He goes, well, I got a couple of roosters right here. They're just running around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then I don't think they're going to be good on the leather seats, Danny, right? He's like, you could just bring them home and let them run around your front yard. And he's so far removed, like from what it's like. I'm like, I got neighbors. I ain't okay. Now he makes me this apple pie.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's the best apple pie you've ever had in your life. Now the Amish make everything.
Yeah.
So he says, come on in the house. So now I realize I'm about to go into this guy's house. I gotta see what this is like. And it was just like, it's like stuff like he can't use electricity. There's no technology. You just know that. But once you walk in and you see nothing, it's just a trip, right?
It's different, right?
Go in,
we're so used to
like the finest woodwork ever. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And just see a kitchen and dining room and this big living room area. No outlets, no electricity, obviously nothing. No TV. So it's just like, I'm like, oh, duh. You guys just have rocking chairs staring at each other.
There you go.
That's weird. I don't want to do that, So that was cool. So that's what I did.
Yeah, just those that are just joining us. Yeah, Alex was talking about him visiting Amish country today. So, welcome guys to the show. Hey, Kyle, how are you doing, man? Hey, everybody, make sure you guys comment. Let us know who's here watching. We're going to go ahead and get into our competitors of the week because we have some good ones, some interesting ones. So it's going to be great. You're going to go ahead and get started?
Let's go right into it. I'll go first.
Yep.
My competitor of the week is Casey Nash, who we have. I can't believe he's not
Hey,
been the
Kyle.
competitor of the week before.
Yeah,
Like we had to talk about it, like really, it's not been because I was thinking about her and I'm like, nah,
I feel like
had
we
to do
have,
it.
but it's okay. We can always
We
talk
talked
about
about
it.
her enough.
Yeah.
All right. So Casey existed in martial arts at the highest level before I ever even took a martial arts class. Right.
Right.
So ever since I've been to a top level tournament, I've seen Casey Marks at that point, Casey Nash now. So she is obviously would be most well known for her bow techniques and her bow forms, both
She's
traditional.
one of the creators of the releases of a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And really, if you look at like the best like bow competitors today, the lineage comes from her, but even hers, like that's really one of the things that's so fascinating about the bow is it's still pretty true as far as its lineage. Like if you train under this person trained under this person trained under this person, like you had to really, if you wanted to be great, you somehow ended up in that lineage, and Casey has helped so many people.
Yeah.
So, and even my favorite bow forms competitor, Jackson Rudolph, he is part of her lineage as far as
pretty much brainchild
that she's trained and is trained other people.
Yeah.
So, but that's not it. I mean, she's won multiple forms championships and fighting.
Yes.
I used to just kind of joke around with, she's won a forms diamond ring. She's won a fighting diamond ring.
Yeah.
And if you said Casey's won 2 diamond rings and neither of them are weapons, you'd be like, get the heck out of here, guy. Both of those are weapons diamonds, but they're not. So I kept thinking like,
she has more than 2 though. Yeah.
But she has a forms and a weapon and a fighting. So she's got in both of those categories. So that's what I was just kind of like, the last few years, I fully believe I jinxed her. I fully believe I jinxed her. Just like any team I picked to win the Super Bowl, I'm sorry, I jinxed you. I fully believe I jinxed Casey because there was like 3 times. I'm like, Casey, this is it. Like a couple people before she goes on stage. Like not any time you should be talking to somebody.
Right.
You should definitely not be doing that. And I did. And I'm like, Casey, you're going to do it. You're going to be the one to win 3 diamonds and forms, weapon, and fighting. Nobody else has ever done that. And she's like, all right. Thanks, Alex. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Exactly. Shut up, Alex. That's probably where Shut Up, Alex originated.
Right.
So, and then she didn't. Next time she did. So I fully believe it's all my fault. So I'm just gonna I'll put an asterisk, like she has a weapon diamond, and just put an asterisk next to it. It's like it's all Alex's fault. So,
guys, say below your comment like your favorite Casey match, Casey Marks, memory, or maybe your favorite form, fighting, whatever. But man, she is one of the. To me, it's hard, but I put her as one of the best all around competitors ever.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, it's really tough. I think she maybe doesn't get mentioned enough as that best all around. So especially when she started doing NBL, it was really interesting because she would win like 5 or 6 divisions, and she would show her depth of competitiveness. Winning fighting, winning self-defense. Which, if you haven't looked up her self-defense one, you need to go out and look that up on YouTube now. Her and Jeremy Elliott doing self-defense, and she does a baseball swing as hard as she can right to his head, and it's intense. And she did that. She won Korean titles. Yeah, she won Korean titles. Open forms titles and creative titles in NASCA. She won Japanese. Traditional weapons, open weapons, musical. So she's been able to do it all. And team fighting titles. So, but yeah, I mean, she's, to me, one of the greatest of all time. So,
yeah, and so there was some time where I got a chance to where she spent some time in St. Paul, which isn't far from the Minneapolis area. So I went and just met up with her. I think I'm not even mentioning who she was dating at the time because that's disrespectful to do. Not that the person's disrespectful, but the woman's married. So anyway, and I met up with them, and she was training this one guy, this kid, and his parents knew that Casey was going to be in town. They were like, "Will you train me?" She's like, "All right, I got a little bit of time. I'm in town for a little bit," and she trained this kid for 16 straight hours.
Whoa.
I'm right. I'm like, and I remember thinking, "Whoa," and then I'm like, "Why?" Right?
Yeah.
I think the kid was like 11, right? And she's like, I trained him and I trained his instructor so that basically helping them down the road. But like, imagine that, because she didn't have to do any of that. At that point, it's like 2000. She could have just said, kick rocks. Now, obviously, she made a good amount of money. If you're going to do 16 straight hours of private lesson, that's a good amount of money. Might as well do that. That pays for, a number of things, which at that point, she wasn't paying for anything martial arts related.
Right.
But I mean, I tip my cap to someone who will even do that, because I can't really picture a time I'd ever say yes to that.
I don't know. I have a hard time with that too.
If someone said, we want you, it's gonna be can you do 16 hours? I say no.
Like, jeez.
I don't even want to go to work for 8. Why would I do double that? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, man. I mean, she's a great person. I mentioned before that her and her brother were like two of the first people that took me kind of under their wing and befriended me on the circuit. And her and I are still very close to this day. So much love and respect to her. I think she has the best strikes, both strikes maybe ever. And also one of the best baseball swings. Like, that thing just would go super fast and you could hear it. I
mean, who else would be comparable to her? In that, for like Gary Waugh, maybe?
Gary Waugh and his power and his speed were pretty intense. And I think when he was around, he was better, but she got better at, continually got better.
Right. That's a good way to put that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like I watched the video of them two in the same year, in '95, and it was like he was way faster. But then
he's also older and more.
He was older. Yeah, exactly.
He was fully developed.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think she was still a junior at the time too. So
yeah.
So
my competitor of the week.
That's amazing one, guys. So if you still list down like your favorite Casey Nash fight that you've ever seen, we would love to hear some of that in the comments, see some of that in the comments. All right. So my competitor of the week, let's see. I'm going to go, mine's going to be a team. So I'm going to go.
Oh, okay.
Back into my area, the DMV, all right? The DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And there was a team called Jeff Smith's Karate Help Kick Diabetes, which he started this team around the same time as he did the first show, which was a show for a foundation that he started because his son had diabetes and he wanted to start, helping that and raise the money for it. So it became a big event that they did every year in DC. And they would invite the top competitors every year down to this area, treat them. Everything was taken care of. And then they would have silent auctions. They would sell tickets to the show. It would be sold out every year. And then they would go around the country to every tournament and sell the videotapes. And all of this was due to raise money for their program. And it was awesome. And for me, that was reason why I wanted to even be number one in NASCA, was because that almost guaranteed me to be able to be on that, right? So anyway,
talking about that,
yeah. So anyways, the team, he decided he was going to have a junior team, and it was just a junior team. All right, it was '89, and some of the competitors used to be on the Smash team, right? But it was a real DC oriented team, DC and Virginia team. So this week, David Oakley, who was the captain of the team, David Oakley is one of the greatest junior performance competitors of all time. He won 3 Triple Crowns. He was the first person and only person to do that that was what Carmichael was trying to tie, and then didn't happen in '94. David Oakley has been putting out videos from back then, and he has a picture, which hopefully we'll be able to put up on here as well, a picture of that team. And so it was him, his brother. There was a kid named Nick Bacagno, who was an amazing fighter. Mike Saxon, who was, at the time, it was David Oakley, Mike Saxon, John Valera, Seneca Luther, who were the top 4 forms competitors, and all of them were from the same state, all right, in the whole nation, which was crazy, right? Mike Saxon was on there. David Oakley is the coach, and John Valera is on that team as well in '89. So their team was just stacked. And there's other people, too. They had Mike Reed, who, to me, is one of the best side kickers I've ever seen. All these guys from the same area. And it was really cool to just see that and see these guys, see the pictures, again. But for me, all those people, and Seneca Luther was on that team as well. All those people really just pumped me up and were people that I looked to just for be like, all right, I can do that one day. And so this team doesn't really get talked about enough. It was only around for a year, maybe a year and a half. And they just focused on the show. But the show went until about 96. So, no, actually, I'm sorry, 98. So I was on 96, 97, 98. So it went from 88 to 98. And would love to get something like that back again. But big ups to Jeff Smith for not only putting on that, but also putting that awesome talent, together of the junior team. And they were the #1 team in '89, junior fighting team, forms team, everything. So just lots of great competitors on there. And yeah, guys, if you remember that was way back then. Some of you guys may not know of those, but I know we have some DMV people
a lot of them
watching.
Wouldn't
so yeah, so it's pretty cool, man. So
speaking of competition, let's not forget to let everyone know that we are sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour. Virtual Fight Tour 7 is coming up, and we are going to get into all that later. Do not forget to get your tickets. I believe it is March 27th.
Yes,
March
sir.
27th is the next Virtual Fight Tour. So we're definitely going to get into some of those topics again today. Yep. Virtual Fight Tour 7. Get your tickets today.
Yes, get ready, guys. Start writing down what you guys want us to talk about as well, or if you got any questions about what we think about. So,
well, I got something for you.
All right, let's do it.
As you know, I love me some NBA.
Yes.
I'm wearing one of my T-Wolves shirts right now.
Okay.
Which, did you know that the Minnesota Timberwolves are the worst franchise as far as winning in all of sports? Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew they were in that top 5 somewhere or bottom 5.
I would say part of that is this has nothing to do with what I was going to talk about, but now that I said it, part of that I believe is like I'm an NBA conspiracy theorist. I think they get robbed, and other people's do, and other people like we're not going to talk about that though, because that's
all right. Next part.
Did you watch the NBA All-Star game?
Come on.
Why didn't you? It wasn't like normally.
I didn't even know it was happening. I didn't even know it was happening until I saw like.
Stop.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was happening. I hadn't turned on my TV in a week or something, so I don't know. 2 weeks.
Man, I'm part of my heart just died.
Get me excited.
Anyway, point is, I have something about this. So it's exciting. Everybody wants to watch it because if you're into basketball, because of who's going to be there. Because you're not going to watch, let's think of a role player. You're not going to watch Lonzo Ball, who's not anywhere close to being an all-star, but people just kind of know his name. And so he's kind of boring to watch play. He really is, right? But you just know the guy's name because his dad's a loudmouth, right? So anyway, no, you are watching the best players, right? And there's great players that didn't even make the game, et cetera. It's always like, oh, this person got robbed, should have been an all-star.
Yeah.
And they have lots of events. They have the Rising Stars Challenge, which is typically the rookies versus the sophomores, or they mix it up somehow. This year they didn't have it. They have the 3-point shootout, which everybody loves, right? Steph Curry just absolutely dominated. If you bet against that guy, Now, you might as well just take your money and burn it instead. It might be cheaper. And then there's the dunk contest, which everybody wants to love. It's like you're crossing your fingers that this is going to be great, but you've been let down so many times, but you just always have to watch just in case, because if it's great, it's the best things ever. Lonzo is not good, Jackson. Lonzo's not good. He has a horrible jump shot. He shoots better behind the three than he does from the field, which is who does that? Yada, yada.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then there's the game. They have the best players you could ever name. They're playing.
Right. We need that. Yeah.
Saw where I was going.
That would be great. Why not make that like, I don't know. Normally, I guess a normal time, I would say maybe like the U.S. Open, make that what Thursday is or like what Friday is, right?
Nah, man. Like
but what about Battle of Atlanta?
It's going to be middle of the year.
Yeah, well, that's
going to be
that would be the middle of the year.
Network All-Star Karate Invitational.
All right, shut up, man. You're giving ideas again.
Forget about it. Ain't nobody else. You know why nobody else is going to do it? Because you got to like those people. All right? Yada, yada. But I started thinking about it, and I'm like, wouldn't it be great? So, like, what they did this year is they went, all right, people get to vote. Now this would actually be a reason to have a membership to a sanctioning body. So let's just say it was sanctioning body X. So everybody affiliated with sanctioning body X, they get to vote on who their all-stars are. Now, obviously, you're going to get certain people that are going to go to their college students and say, vote for this person. Just vote for us. We're in there, right?
Yeah.
Which you can't just vote for anybody, right? You got to have certain, like, people governing it and saying, all right, let's just be real, right? Yeah.
These are the top.
Alex Thingman's not getting voted in as an all-star. That's not okay, or it's not going to be a write-in.
Kind of like when Carmichael did his thing at Battle of Atlanta and we got voted in, and he said, these are the top ones that we are selected. Selected, and then you guys got to vote who you want in the top 8.
And then you'll let the fans vote, just like the NBA. Let the fans vote like your top captains, whatever. So, like every year, Yao Ming would be an all-star starter because he would have an entire continent voting for him, right?
Right.
Which is fine. The guy was a legit great player. So, but now what they do, which I think is super cool, is they had LeBron James and Kevin Durant as the top vote getters. So what they did is they went, all right, you guys pick your team.
Pick your team. Yeah, that's cool.
And I'm like, okay. Yeah. So then I'm starting to think like,
we're kind of getting there.
Like, because now you might see Kevin Walker and Jack Felton on the same team, which I don't think we've ever seen that.
You mean on the same team? You mean against each other?
No, on the same team. Because what if they draft? What if one of them picks the other person?
Okay, but they fight on the same team all the time. They're both on All-Stars. What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm such an idiot. I meant to say, I didn't mean Jack Felton. I'm an idiot. You're right. I'm an idiot. I meant Avery Plowden. So like Kevin Walker and Avery Plowden, or if Jack Felton and Avery Plowden, something like that.
Okay,
right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're right. That was a Dumbo move on my end. Right? So, but now you start thinking about this stuff and you're like, what could this really look like? Maybe this goes international. We have a few guys like, all right, you want to put in your name, all right?
Yeah.
Fighter X from country X.
There's a lot of ways you could do it. We could do Europe versus North America. Which would be awesome. You could do,
and it wouldn't. But
you could even do people.
It would be all about fun.
Oh yeah.
All about fun. Like this is not going to be a world championship. Right?
Well, no. But you probably have to put some extra money on there because they're going to want to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking here. So then you're like, all right, well that's like the game. What other things around it? So now you have, of course, you're going to have a trick battle.
Trick battle and weapons tricking. You could have a kick battle, which would be like the 3-point contest, which I think.
Now you're reading where I'm going. But you know what I always thought was super fun? I started thinking about this. I was like, you know what? I always was like, I don't care what it is. If I'm in a karate class with you, if I'm doing drills with you, I will beat you. I don't care what the drill is.
Doing a drill challenge would be cool. Yeah.
Now you see where I'm going.
Right. Right.
all
Even
sorts of little stuff.
oh, there's
And it
all
can,
kinds of things. I mean, you could
and it
even
can
have.
change all the time.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think people would really like that. I think that would be
And
super cool.
I like doing something like instead of just a trick, like a straight up trick battle, almost like the big trick, almost like one big move, you know, like a big jump kick or one big, you know,
Like it used to be like 20 years ago.
right, like a big move, something like that, you know, or even if you did it where let's see what you can do over something, right? And then let's make the pads, you know, remember what I know everyone did this growing up, jump kicks over the big old pads, right? And that was so much fun, right?
Maybe
And then
we
you
just
did it
literally
long
go
ways,
back
and then
to
you do
that.
a height. Huh?
Maybe you just literally go back to doing that same thing. You
Yeah.
know? Just do a flying sidekick
Yeah.
over this many pads.
And then
Century will sponsor the whole thing because we'll
I
use
know some
Century
people that
body
do
pads.
that, but with a web, like with a I'm sorry, not a Webster, a double leg,
Double leg?
you know, like a Misty flip. Yeah, and I've seen I have a friend of mine, Joe Granieri, that did it like over like 10 kids. And it's crazy. Yeah.
Like the long way?
Yeah. And he does that for like birthday parties at his karate school, and I'm just glad he hasn't killed anyone yet. So.
I think Anthony Atkins would have won that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty crazy too.
I think his was the best I've ever seen.
So yeah, what are some of the things you would like to see, guys? Let us know. I love the All-Star Weekend idea, and you know, doing it on a Thursday now in the summer, or a Friday, or even just having on as a show. You know how Battle does on Friday Night Fights. That would be a fun thing, and
it could be. It doesn't even have to be affiliated with a tournament.
Right. Could just make it a weekend.
Doesn't have to be.
Yep.
It's a good idea, right? Am I having a good idea moment?
It's good. Yeah. Just shh. I'm just kidding.
It's out there now, man. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, I know. I mean, when you have these ideas, you tell it to us, and that way we can put it on. You know, you got to get that entrepreneurial thing, man, going. Come on.
Yeah. I have that to a good degree. I also am kind of a loudmouth.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
And I can't. Can't really let that go.
All right. So, what's our next topic? Are we going into that? Or are we going into?
Well, I don't think we can get away from. We got to acknowledge this today. Today,
yeah, Chuck
Norris's birthday.
Yeah, man.
How old? I don't even know how old he is. I think he's got to be 77.
Yeah, I think so. It's around that.
I think that's how old he is.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite Chuck Norris movie?
What is my favorite Chuck Norris movie? What's your favorite Chuck Norris movie?
Probably the one that I did with Gene, Delta Force. No, not Delta Force One. No, that's a Force of One. Sorry. Yeah.
Dude, Chuck Norris is 81.
81. There we go.
Wow. 81.
That's insane.
You know what?
Dude.
Here's my life goal. Here's my life goal.
68.
Chuck Norris, I don't know how and I don't know what for, is going to give me an award of some kind. I don't know how or why. It's going to be hard since I'm not competing anymore. Maybe he'll make one up. Maybe I'll make one up. I have no idea. That's a life goal of mine. I'm starting this goal a little late for the both of us.
Chuck Norris, man. So some cool things he's done. What are some cool things that, like, on his birthday, that you can think of that just, I mean, obviously the movies he's done, what he's done for really like Century and, you know, his
World Combat League.
So World Combat League, Kickstart, Kick Drugs Out of America. So many things that he's done, not just for, but it includes martial arts, you know what I mean? And all the things he does. So it's really cool. The World Combat League was a great thing and would love to see something like that continue. I think he's just a huge ambassador for the sport, but also for teaching, what he's done in Texas with the Kickstart program, where he's put martial arts into the school systems there. It's just so awesome. And I know I have a lot of friends who are teaching martial arts full time, thanks to Chuck Norris, and making a good living doing that. So it's pretty exciting.
So when the World Combat League first like became a thought and an idea,
yeah.
I'll never forget this. It was the 2005 U.S. Open, and Bill Wallace came up to Elias Lemon and I after I won the middleweight division, and he comes up to us both and asks us if we want to fight in the World Combat League. He goes, "We need really good kickers, and Chuck Norris wants you." And Elias and I, I'm not even kidding you. Now, first of all, Bill Wallace is talking to us, so that's enough, right?
Yeah.
Because we're a nobody, right? And he says, Chuck Norris wanted me to come recruiting, and Chuck Norris wants you. And we bought it, right? We were like, what can I sign, right? And then Corey Schaefer comes in, and Corey Schaefer's got a lot of great qualities. And Corey Schaefer's got a lot of snaky qualities too. I'm not saying something that nobody doesn't know, right? So it's whatever. So, and then Corey Schaefer comes in and it's just like I'm not saying this is him. I'm saying this is what happened. Just like every other person who was trying to like hook you into going to their tournament where you know
promoter. Yeah,
you're
I was
about to
going to
get
say that
paid.
word, promoter. Okay.
And he's like, he's pumping it up. And we're like, we just talked to Bill Wallace about Chuck Norris. Nothing you have to say is selling us anymore. You're doing the opposite. Stop talking. And he goes, oh, yeah, there's going to be great leg kicks. And both and I go, excuse me, what did you say? And he's like, oh, yeah, this is going to be great. You know, leg kicks. You're going to do power leg kicks. And I kid you, I don't know if Elias did this. And I'm like, here's your paper. I'm out. And he goes, oh, it's just Muay Thai leg kicks. And I'm like, never mind. I'm out. So I was out.
Yeah.
But then you watch the World Combat League, and none of that was the case.
Well, that's not true.
Sometimes they would kick the legs. For the most part.
When Pat Barry destroyed that guy's legs, my God, that was freaking awesome. Yeah.
Most of the fighters did not attack the legs. You didn't have to worry about it.
Well, because of who they were against. Yeah. Well, it's because they negated it. And it was also a quicker style, you know.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
2 to 3 minutes. The fighters, it was a big clash of styles, you know what I mean, of that, which was cool. But the point fighters had an advantage, and the ones that were good at continuous had a really good advantage. I think the continuous fighters, like the ones that had an NBL continuous background, all of them did really well because they knew how to use their point fighting movement, but with the combos.
Now, Elias and I were kind of prepared for that because all our instructors were kickboxers.
Right, exactly.
So we're like, we weren't even good at point fighting until we kind of got away from them, and we're like, I kind of like this thing. You get to be really good, and nobody breaks your nose. Although this schnoz has been busted 47 times.
Right.
So, but then we're like, I don't know about this thing. So we never did it. Although that was all because of Chuck. For the most part,
the other thing Chuck has done, you know, his UFAF system. It's a great system that he has. His program that he does, his Chuck Norris karate schools and everything. I know they have a big thing in Vegas every year, and there's a lot of schools that he's helped and been a part of. So, man, this guy's done so many great things and all the different charities he's a part of and supporting. So, one of the best ever to do it back in the day, man. So in the 60s, and went on to really help martial arts because of all the movies he made. And Walker, Texas Ranger is probably still one of the most played TV shows around, right? So
I was actually thinking about that like last night, really. I started watching this TV show called Yellowstone. You ever heard of this?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but yeah, my parents.
Not bad. Not bad.
It's good.
All right. And Kevin Costner is like the main character. And I remember thinking about it like, dude, you're basically Walker, Texas Ranger without a beard or karate.
Right.
Right? I'm like, you guys basically got the same persona. All right. Random. And then I found out it was his birthday.
Random. Oh, man. But yeah, let us know your favorite Chuck Norris movies, man, guys. And happy birthday to Chuck Norris. All right, let's get into VFT for a little bit, and then we'll go.
Yeah, that's right where I wanted to go.
Guys, we are sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour. Thank you guys so much for your support, and go out and support them because, man, they're putting on great shows every month, and this one's going to be a great one. So we got we have some new news. So we got some fight changes. So we had originally Justice Floyd from South Carolina, great friend and of mine, and going against Julio Lugo, who's another great friend of ours. And I was excited about that fight, man. That was gonna be really cool. Julio is, I think, 35 now, 36.
35.
And, yeah, 35, and Justice is 19. So it's there's a difference in age there, right? So they switched it up, and we have Justice. Oh man, I need director here because I don't have.
Versus Michael Literary.
Yes, and he is from Leclerc's, I believe.
Yeah.
Leclerc's school. And I think he was in that team fight. I'm not sure if he was or not on the last one, but those guys are really impressive during that team fight, and they've been stepping it up big time. And so I'm excited about this because I think their styles are very similar as well in some ways, or they have some similarities.
Right.
They're both long and lanky as well. So it's going to be exciting. Looking forward to seeing Justice fight. Looking forward to Michael, excuse me, and seeing that get in there. So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm not sure what Kyle was talking about. He says he was. I don't know what he was, but yep. But yeah, so I think that's going to be an awesome fight. We'll get into picks next week or the week after. Well, yeah, I know we're going to have. I know we're going to have.
I'm a little torn.
But huh?
I'm a little torn because immediately
I'm not. I know who I'm going for. I'm going for Justice. So I'm going.
All right. So yeah, you're going for your guy because that was the whole reason I was going for.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, God. Yeah, he was in the team fight. Okay. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. He was in the team fight.
All right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So I was going for Julio, and then now it's like, all right, now it's Julio versus El Jabba, and I'm like,
that's going to be a crazy one. And I think some people were asking for that before too. El Jabba and Julio.
They probably fought each other 24 times.
Maybe. I mean, I guess so. I mean, I guess they're around the same. Are they in the same age? I mean, not really. What I mean is,
El Jabba's a few years older, but I mean, just they're in that general area of the country.
Right, but I'm just talking about weight class, though. I don't really think
because I think El Jabba is 195.
Yeah, Jabba doesn't do as much like crane, like Julio does a lot of crane tournaments in the tournaments up there. Jabba really doesn't as much. So he's up there.
I have no confirmation on this. I'm just speculating and guessing.
Right. But I don't. I mean, they might have, but not as much as people probably think they would.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's going to be a great fight. I think Julio has the potential to surprise people and surprise Jabba. So.
You know what it is about Julio that it does it? It's his speed and his sometimes change of pace. Because sometimes he'll kind of just he'll be coming with great rhythm and timing, and he'll just all of a sudden lay back a little bit, and then you'll want to rush him, and just that second, third kick without moving forward will catch you in the head.
It's crazy.
Now you're pissed of what you just did to yourself, and you'll go try to go, and he'll blitz, and now you're like, oh, I'm just, and he'll get you pissed off at yourself for a mistake you made.
Right.
So yeah, he does that. Yeah. However, Jabba's jacked, dude.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, but guys, again, Jabba is from like Syracuse, okay? Kind of like Carlos. He wasn't around. He's in a weird area where they're a lot further around. Just because you're in New York doesn't mean you train or are close to Jody and Jesse all the time and those people, just to clarify, because I have people saying, well, they're the same area.
I'm going to touch on that later.
Yeah, but
so I don't know who I'm going to pick. I don't know. I don't know who I'm going to pick with that. I have no idea.
Let's wait till next week.
Now with the Justice and Michael fight, I'll go with Justice just because. Yeah, okay. Jabba is overwhelmingly aggressive. I think sometimes he can be. All right.
He can be. Yeah.
Okay.
But sorry. Yeah, he was just saying. Yeah, they are from the same region though, so he would bet that they have crossed paths, training or competing. So possibly so. Yeah.
So That one's tough. Now for the Justice and Michael fight,
Have you
I don't
seen
know.
Justice fight
No.
much? Maybe once or twice?
No.
You haven't? Okay. Okay,
I haven't
you
really
may
seen
have
Michael
heard of
fight
him.
either.
Yeah,
Or if I have, I don't remember it.
right.
So I'll go with Justice just because you are. You
All
know
right.
him. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. That's your
Justice
guy.
Justice has been
take a guy.
someone that's, just amazing fighter, amazing young man, and has been on that path since he's been, I don't know, 14, trying to
Better be amazing now.
get up
He's
there.
kind of
So,
endorsing the guy.
well, that's his uncle that's this messaging as well with us. So
That's
right
cool.
now, Kyle. Yep. So, we also got Anthony Merrick's versus Chance. That's gonna be awesome, man.
That's where I wanted to get to.
That's gonna be a great fight. Travis and Chris and Carlos, they broke that down in an interesting way on their show.
I think they were right on everything they were saying.
Exactly. And I think Carlos didn't understand, what Travis and Chris were trying to say on that, but I totally get what they were, the way they were saying it.
You mean about Anthony being in or out, even within the same match? I do understand. I think that they were all right.
About Chance more, how both of them. It's like they both. One is like Anthony. He's very very basic on what he does, but he's also very in and out on even though his move set may not be as extreme, but he'll still go just kind of be fluctuating, and Chance kind of goes all over the place, but he's the same way too. So they're sometimes in some ways their mindset may be similar, but their move set is completely different, right? Or their style is completely different.
Kyle says he thinks it'll come down to cardio with both of them. I don't think so.
Hmm.
And this is the one part I don't think these guys touched on. Is Chance Turner is one of the best physical athletes as far as a fighter, right? That's one of the reasons why I wanted to see him and Cam together, because Cam is what Cam is, and you know it. And Cam's built.
Yeah.
So the hell is Chance.
Yeah, he is.
So the hell is Chance. And Chance, this dude, like, he'll do a spin kick from the wrong side. And there's not a right or wrong. He'll do it from, like, when it's coming towards your backside. He'll do anything, right? And they kind of touched on the fact that he'll do anything, but he's so freaking athletic. Sometimes
I think his cardio is the next level. Right. Yeah, it is.
I'm saying that Chance's cardio is next level. All right. Yes, exactly. I would love to see. I'd love to see a full contact fight, like an actual kickboxing fight with that guy, right?
Well, yeah.
I really would.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him train for it and then do it.
Right. But here's the problem, like you're saying, yes, you would like to see that. That's in fantasy world. But sometimes he acts like he is doing that in this point fighting game, and that's where he messes up. And that's where he's.
You know why the problem is? I'll tell you why the problem is.
Go.
The problem is because he knows, like, if he's there and then he's like, and Travis was saying this, like, he'll just try a tornado kick
to put on the show.
I think part of it is because of that. I think the other part is he's done it before, so he thinks if he's done it before, he can do it again. And why the hell not? If I've watched myself do it and I've done it in this type of scenario, of course I could do it again. Chance has a red personality, right? There's a personality color wheel, red, blue, yellow, green, but he's a red, right? This guy, if he's done it once, he thinks he can do it all the time, right? That's hard. That is hard to break. And it's hard to say you're wrong, you can't do it, if the guy literally has done it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
While mathematically, if you went statistically, when you took emotion out of this, you would not do a move like that, right? But this is a very emotional activity, right? This is a very emotional sport. That's why we want to watch it, because when we see it, it brings out an emotion in us. While we're participating in it, right? We like to see those performers and competitors who have that great deal of emotion. the people who don't have emotion and are kind of boring, we don't like to watch them fight,
Right.
even if they win.
So
right? We're like, all right,
so
I guess.
Anthony does that in another way. Anthony does that by always trying to be the guy who comes back. By almost he trying to like rope-a-dope someone into it, right? So he kind of almost, it seems like, I don't think he does it. Well, maybe he does. I don't know. But it just seems like he gets down and then wants to make this magical comeback and does this a lot. And now, again, maybe his moveset isn't the thing, but it gets you excited when you see someone come back, right? And so it's kind of similar but different. So, like, Chance's way of doing that is the high-level athletic moves. Anthony's way of doing that is the comeback. So, but they're both doing things that a coach would probably be like, stop, like go and win, focus on winning. So we'll see which strategy works on this,
How old are they right now? I think Anthony's 29.
Andy's 29.
Right?
I think Chance is around the same, or maybe he's
like
a little
27,
older. Maybe.
Something like that, maybe. I think something somewhere around there.
He may be older than that. He may be 30.
Yeah, he might be like 30. I think he's 30. Yeah,
right.
He's 30. So okay, so looking at that.
Yep, Anthony does. Yep, very basic skill set with great fakes and setups. Yeah, great movement, fakes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. The thing I like about Anthony, and I mentioned this about him before, has been my competitor of the week before, right? Is Anthony. All right, Mike's pulling for Anthony. Never thinks he's out, which is great, right? So if you're getting beat, sometimes people can sulk, right? If you're getting beat by 7-8, it can happen. People can just sulk, and he does not do that. And I think
and that's great. That's a great thing.
And I think it's the next level group around him that is. I don't think I've ever seen anybody from next level really just kind of just totally mail it in, right? Right. So, and I think that's a test to that's the kind of people that he surrounds himself with. And I'm not saying Chance does, but what Travis was saying about Chance is if Chance gets down and he wants to like send a message, he'll do it. And that message is going to come powerful.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah, and I hope Anthony's ribs, but I don't think Anthony would. Well, maybe he would accept a fight if they weren't. But I mean, I think they're probably good since he's like, all right, I have enough time to get ready.
Right now, if one of them or both, if one of them is going to be great, and fights the same if he's up 5 or down 5 is what Kyle's saying. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
If one of them is going to be ever considered a great fighter that's going to be remembered, they're going to have to start winning right now.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep.
And sometimes people aren't. People just don't.
Right.
Like if you look at the eras and decades of sport karate, there's like 2, 3, 4 guys that dominate an era, and a bunch of guys that are right there. They are either going to be one of those guys, or they're going to be right there as to some of the guys that we talk about. But they won't be one of those guys. And if they're going to be one of those guys, they're going to have to start winning right damn now.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Really, they had to start winning overalls a while back. Now, Anthony has won overalls, right?
Yeah.
But the whole thing that what we talk about him with, win the overall, loses second round.
Yeah.
What? How's that happen?
Did Chances won one or a tournament or something like that? I think
both of them have won these things.
Yeah.
But can they go consistently? Can we, and whether or not you're winning the overall or not, can we see you in the finals 2, 3 times in a row? I don't know, man. I haven't seen it.
Right.
Maybe I'm just not watching, but I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I think the both of them have the potential too. So let's see. I'm glad this is a fight that both of them need. So this is going to be great. Again, guys, March 27th, virtual fight tour. Go out and get your tickets now. Lots of great fights. There's some junior fights. I'm excited to see I forget his name. There's another fight from Ben's, the kid from Ben's school, going against
I forgot.
the guy from Florida. So
Forgot.
that's going to be a great one. Yeah. So that kid's done awesome. I've enjoyed watching him fight on the Virtual Fight Tour. He really just, I think he won by like 8 points in his team fight. In the Tension versus Plowden team fight, and then he won. He won it for his team in overtime in the team fight, the Benz versus Leclerc team. So he's I think his name's Aaron. He's been putting it on. So excited to see him fight, and he's going to fight one of the most active fighters there is right now, who was recently just lost to Kevin at Starrcade. So
Right.
yeah. So looking forward to that fight as well. There's so much. And I know there's maybe one or two more. Because I feel like we've only seen, what, 5, 6 right now? What's up, Julio?
I got something.
Yeah, Aaron. Yeah, Aaron. Yep, Tyreek. Thank you. Yes, Aaron.
I got something. And this is kind of what I was thinking about when I realized it was Chuck Norris's birthday. And this is a question, not just to you, Jeff, but to all the insiders.
Yep.
If you could train with any fighter or martial artist, regardless of their martial art, who would it be?
Man. All right, let's hear that, guys. If you could train with any martial artist,
you could. Yeah, sometimes they're going to be great to train with. Sometimes they might be a phenomenal martial artist, but suck to train with. I don't know.
Right.
But who would you do? All right, you still kind of want to experience it. If you could train with any fighter or martial artist, regardless of martial art, who would it be?
I'm going to go George St. Pierre. Because
he's one of the ones I was thinking about.
Because he's very well rounded and he wants to learn more things. So like it would be a good give and take thing, of he'd be open. He wouldn't ever, whatever. I'm not going to listen to what you're saying. Like it would be just a cool time to trade back and forth information, and he'd find something, whatever I was doing, and make it help him. And then I'd learn a crap load of stuff. And what I like too is that he comes from a karate background, and he found a way to use his karate to make his wrestling better, which is crazy because he combined the martial arts blitz with the wrestling takedown. And some people still hadn't figured out the way to do it the way he did. And it's outrageous. That's what's funny too. Is like he's like, no, my takedown is a blitz. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. What about you, man?
I had two. And I thought about.
Hold on. I would
different martial arts.
All right, go.
I thought about GSP, but I thought about Jesse Enkamp. You know Jesse Enkamp?
Yeah.
Jesse Enkamp's known as the karate nerd.
Fun. Yeah, he's the karate nerd.
He's the karate nerd. People don't know Jesse Enkamp. Check him out. And I think
Jesse. Yeah.
I think what I would love about it is I would learn so freaking much. It's about martial, so much.
And just tradition and the history as well.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I love watching his channel. So
yeah. And we watched he put out a video of Jeff's wake up routine the other day.
You're stupid.
Remember that one? That was good.
That was good. I love the white belt, drinking white belt tears. That was great.
That was fantastic, right?
Fantastic.
No, so I think that would be really fun to train with him because I think just kind of like the same thing with GSP. Like, right, it'd be great to train with Fumio Demura, but I mean, I don't know that he's able to train with that as much. And I think that he's just trained with.
What do you guys think? Let's hear. Who do you guys? Man, you guys must be thinking very long. Come on.
Yeah, who would you want to train with, regardless of martial?
The other person.
That would be one. The other one, I don't think would be a fun experience, but I think I would just want to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Badr Hari.
Yeah.
Badr Hari is one bad freaking ass dude. Badr Hari, he is. I don't care. He's the best kickboxer in the world, even more than who's the other heavyweight in Glory? Rico
Verhoeven. Yeah.
What is it again? How do you say it?
Verhoeven.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. He's pretty awesome.
And he was giving it to him in their rematch, and he like tore his ACL. Right. Ooh, Benny the Jet Urquidez.
That's a good one.
That's a pretty good one.
Thanks, Larry.
I think I would like that. Benny the Jet Urquidez.
So for me, I'm really into a lot of catch style wrestling right now. So, and I almost had a way to get Josh Barnett at my karate school. So I was getting really excited about that. So that would be one. Like I like a lot of the catch style, submission style wrestling. So that would be fun to have someone like him to train with. So
what's maybe like a martial art that like you haven't really done that, or not even that, because let's be honest, Jeff's done everything. What's a martial art that maybe you're like, you know what? I want to get into that a little bit more, and I would love to train with that guy.
So that's kind of part of it because I want to get into more of my catch. I do it a little bit.
Okay. So
that's one. But honestly, talking to Justin a few weeks ago kind of got me wanting to get into some Savate, dude. Like,
all right. So here's the full. Cool. So Justin touched on that a little bit. I didn't want to steal his thunder, so I let him do it. So when he was talking about with Savate, and you know where I learned about this? This is strange enough. I learned about this when I first learned about it. I was watching one of Jesse Enkamp's videos. Right? And he was talking about Savate, and then I had to look it up. I'm like, is that real? Sure enough, it was.
Yeah.
So they kind of had like a dictatorship thing going on in France at the time, and they were the best fencers, right?
Mm-hmm.
They took away all the weapons from all the citizens of France. Could not have any weapons. So now it's like, we're the best fencers in the world. What are we going to do now? And so they decided we're going to do the same thing with our feet. That's how Savate started, just like fencing. So it was used like that. And I'm like, now that's freaking cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know, where would you go to do Savate?
I don't know, man. I need to check that out.
Justin's karate school?
I don't think so. I don't know if he does that much, but yeah, that's pretty cool. What about you? What's one?
I think I'd like to learn a little bit more some Chinese martial arts.
That was another one I was thinking too.
Yeah, I don't know enough. And it's like, would I want to do some wushu because I think it's super cool and exciting? It's more of what I see. Yeah, I think I would. But I think there's so much of Chinese martial arts that I don't know that I think I'd be like, you know what? Bring it on. I don't know anything about it.
Right.
I don't want to say I don't know anything. I don't know enough about Chinese martial arts to have a strong opinion that like, nah. This is the one for me. Because I don't freaking know.
I know one that I would like to do because I was around it so much competing on the West Coast, but I know one school that I would want to go to for it because they have they have two awesome programs, and it's Bobby Ceronio's school, and it's Ceronio's Kaju Kimbo, and he teaches Kaju Kimbo, but he also has a high level wrestling program. So you get wrestling and Kaju Kimbo, and he's creating from those two systems some high level MMA competitors. And one of them is, his son, Bobby Ceronio III, that is undefeated right now in MMA. And he was one of the best junior NBL fighters, point fighters, and continuous fighters ever. On proper, those guys are on proper and everything. And so would love to just go and train at that school for at least a week. I mean, probably more than that, maybe a month. But just to get some training with the Kaju, and then also their wrestling program. So it's pretty cool how they have it set up. So, but yeah, I don't know. Thanks, Larry, for sharing about that. I don't know anyone else wants to train with, man. I don't know.
Here's something, because most people who listen to us are all sport karate. Here's something that people should do at some point. If you have the opportunity, go ahead. Go train with Mike Conroy for 3, 4, 5 days.
Yes. Go do that.
Ahead. Do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If
he's ever invited you, take him up on it. Yeah. See what that's like.
Oh my God. That's one.
Exactly.
That's one. And then another one is Ibby. Ibby is intense
I think
as
I'd like
well.
to try that.
And it's great. It's a good time. Well, it's a rough time, but it's a good
It's a rough time. It's what it sounds like it would be.
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
doesn't
I had
like
a fun time.
if you hear he
I was
doesn't
with
like
Vicky
mats, right?
Suarez.
So he doesn't like mats, so he has carpet, and your feet are just completely
No.
moving off. Yeah, by the time you're done training at his school. Yeah.
Well, I had carpet for the first 15 years? No, more than that.
Right.
That I did martial arts. It was carpet.
Right. But did
But
you have a pad underneath it?
no.
Okay. So
Well,
my school
one
had
school did. One school.
carpet with big thick mats or just that foam underneath it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad. That's nice.
Yeah. And but he had like just concrete and it was the tight, like the real tight carpet to where it just was like sandpaper.
You could feel the cold of the concrete.
Every time. It was when you skipped and slid, like it was bad. Yeah. It was how I learned about new skin and putting that on my feet. It was
I was just telling someone last week about new skin.
Oh, stuff hurts so bad.
You know, I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah. Man. Let's see. What else do we have anything else to cover? Man, I mean, we've had a good time chatting.
Think so. I think that's pretty much it. Is there anything else happening?
Well, here's the deal. We are going to start doing some cool things. We're going to start doing some roundtables in the next few weeks and the end of this month and next month. So we're going to do some women's competition roundtable, forms competitor roundtable. We haven't done as much forms lately. We've done a lot of fighting. So we're going to do a little bit, and maybe even some roundtables with, if it's promoters or judges or, like we're gonna start doing that. So we're gonna have some fun and getting everybody chatting back and forth and check it out, guys. We may be reaching out to several people very soon about coming on our show. So look forward to that, guys, and let us know who you'd like to see chatted up with us. So
Mike is telling us that he thinks Pro Point is this week. I think he might be right.
This weekend. Yep. So it should be a great show, and
they got a lot of good. They got a lot of good fighters. I'm rooting for Angel, obviously, because Angel's part of the main game.
Yep.
Let's get it, Angel. But man,
let's get it, Angel. Yeah, this is a
lot of good guys there.
So we will discuss that next week and review some things from it. So
Jamal, I don't know, is Jamal really that weight? Because Jamal looks like he's like
I don't know,
215 pounds, but ripped. Like he just took all the anabolic steroids.
Oh, stop.
I'm saying he is. I'm just saying the guy looks like he's got muscles on his earlobes.
He does. That's what he does for a living, man.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. We had a great time chatting with you guys. Yes, and keep up the great work and let us know like who you want to train with. Let us know your favorite Chuck Norris movie or moment, your favorite Casey Nash moment, your favorite competitor from Karate Helps Kick Diabetes, all these things we talked about today. And remember, go check out Virtual Fight Tour 7. It's going to be a great show.
Yep. This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. See you guys next week.